Oh, it is Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday, world. Feels like a Monday. Why does it feel like a Monday? Because it was a public holiday here in Australia yesterday, so it feels like Monday. Every day is I live in a world where I am so privileged to not really have Mondays, but I don't know, I think it's the conditioning. I was talking to someone yesterday about it, and I think it's that conditioning of the Monday to Friday, and there's this like inherent feeling in me where I'm doing me and my world, and everyone else is at work and grinding away, and it probably comes from a place of having my freedom and working for other people, and now living the lifestyle I do. But Tuesdays, whenever I can make it, I think it's good about setting your intention before going into the day or early into the day, and just like, how do you want to show up in the world? And it's funny, I was running this morning, and I thought I saw someone. He's a local guy that I admire. He's done well in business and very successful. I met him at UTR 100, the race, and next thing, this guy is just popping up on my Instagram. But I admire his drive and determination and his success in business and the savage mindset he has when it comes to running. And I really respect people who can show up and push themselves in different areas of life, regardless of what they do. It's more about the mindset, and I think that's something I can see within people, and anyone that's passionate about what they do, like irrelevant of what that is. I admire I think it's people just doing things that they love and celebrating that too. But I was running, and I ran into someone. I ran past someone, and I was like, oh, it's that guy. His name's Jack Henderson. I was like, oh, that's not actually him. I was like, I don't know why. I thought it was him. It was a guy that looked similar to him. And then literally like 15 minutes later while running, I actually passed that guy, and I was like, did I just manifest him or what? And I just like said hello. I was like, oh, hey mate, love all the content that you're doing, and kept on my merry way. But it was like, I've never seen this guy running around here before. It's just like, what is, like, how is this? Do you even exist? I don't know what just happened, but it's crazy what you can manifest. And I relate that back to relationships, and I've definitely called in someone into my world that I believe is like a manifestation of what I dream of, and have that person in the world. And sometimes I'm just like, what is going on? Like, it's crazy. Just to really grasp the depth of that, and to be in it when it's something that you aspire and you want within your world, and then it's there all of a sudden, you're like, holy hell, this is like pretty crazy. And yeah, I think it's just, for me, the thing that's challenging me at the moment is gratitude, and really being just reflective of where I've been. I was chatting to a dear friend only earlier today, and I was sort of asking her, I was like, what do you do to invite more gratitude and just appreciation for what you have in your world, you know? And for me, it's like, my mind can really start to overtake and starts to steer the course of my direction and steers the ship a bit. And how do I come back to my heart and be heart-centered and grateful for everything that I have in my world? Like, me 5 years ago would have dreamed for the life that I have right now, and now that I'm in it, it's easy to be like so future focused and worried about what the future will hold and what's going to happen tomorrow, what I do today. And, you know, people ask me, it's like, what are you up to today? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm doing the stuff, like I'm shooting vlogs and training and continually future focused. But she just reminded me of me 6 months ago and how much I've grown and where I was, and just the confusion that I had it going on in my mind when I was overseas. And I think it's a great example of how do I how do I reflect on that and how far I've come in so little time, and the emotional stability that I have in my life right now. I think being really centered and grounded to myself is something that I'm proud of, and something that I think people are drawn to. And it's nice to be able to, especially within my relationship with Amanda, how I believe I'm the greatest version I've been of myself in this current moment. And it's I just love that I'm able to share that person with others and bring positivity and pleasure and joy to their world. I was reflecting this morning about a certain decision I made last week, and trying to continue to level up and surround myself with amazing people that push me and maybe not so much push me, but inspire me. And in turn, I've sort of pushed some people away, and I was processing a bit of guilt, I think, over the weekend. Maybe not processing, but feeling, and just acknowledging that emotion and where it comes from, and just questioning a little bit around my intentions with people and possible patterns that are coming up for myself. It's like the certain patterns of wanting deeper connection with others and finding connection with self, but then also inviting people in as well, and not pushing people away too much. It's like, how can I, as opposed to pushing people away, how do I help them? You know, I have the beautiful life that allows me the time and freedom to put energy into other people, and it doesn't have to be a vast majority of my week. It's how much of that do I want to dedicate, and almost it's like, have I taken a bit far? Am I being selfish? Is not a bad thing, but have I gone a bit too far? So acknowledging that and working on it, and also giving myself a lot of credit around that I'm not perfect and I don't always get it right, you know. As long as you get more than 50% right, and for myself it's often a fuck it up and figure it out sort of way. For me, the way that I find direction and clarity, and I believe it's different for all of us, but for me it's a felt sense, it's an experience. I'm a very felt and visual, and I have to be in something to be like, is this, there's no I can't intellectualize it really. I have to have a basic idea, and then to build a greater understanding for myself, I actually have to immerse myself within whatever that is to gauge whether it is right for me or not. And sometimes I just have to do things that feels right in the moment, whether that is the best or not. And then it's like that is science experiments of stimulus and response. So different aspects and things in my world, I will experience those, and then afterwards it's okay, let's do a little review, and was that a positive, was that a negative, do I need to shift, do I need to adapt, do I need to move in a different direction? And I think I really am just trying to embody that and be that's just the way I operate, and trying to follow the heart and realize that other people will have their opinion and their way of doing things, and that works for them, but it applies to so many different aspects of life. And it's we're so unique and individual characters. There's no one fit approach, and there's so many gurus and experts out there and people who will give their opinion, and there's a wealth of information, but I think it's great for people to just, be a sponge and listen and acknowledge it and make up your own mind. That's what people are, I think, lacking in this world, is we take people's word as gospel. And I know I really have for a long time. It's someone that I respect and admire and I listen to. I'm conscious of who and what I expose myself to in terms of media and podcasts, information, what I read, what I listen to, people I listen to, but then there's always two sides to everything, diet, fitness, this, and people get confused, but it's just listen to A, listen to B, and then make your own opinion and try that. And at the end of the day, know yourself best, trust in yourself, and listen to whatever it is, whether that's your intuition, your gut, a sense feeling, maybe it is your mind, whatever you reflect on the aspects of your life where you think you've done really well, and it's like, where did that decision come from and what led that? Listen to that feeling, I think, and learn to trust that, learn to trust yourself. And it's something that in the last 6 months, it's given me the power to say no to a lot of things and given me a lot more mental bandwidth to be able to further process what's coming up and my direction and where I'm heading. And yeah, acknowledging me for taking action too. I'm trying to. I was looking at the insights with my YouTube recently, and I'm up to about, up to nearly 70 of these I've done, and the amount of energy I'm putting into them, and the average views are growing. Obviously quite low, the amount of views I get per vlog, and it's not the original intention with this vlog is to as an exercise to help me become better at talking to camera, and I know I'm getting better with every day. Not putting a lot of energy into the intention daily as to what I speak to, and just speaking off the cuff, and getting not focusing on how many views or subscribers and using it as a tool for myself, but I've had looking at the insights and different patterns that are coming up, and obviously it's like how much energy you put into things is directly reflected back to yourself, and the output and what you receive is a direct reflection of how much energy you put in. And I have this amazing camera which I'm so grateful for, and sometimes I'm like, I'm doing a disservice to anyone who does view if they're just like shot on my phone 11 o'clock at night, just like average. And it's doing it daily. It's hard to, well, not hard, it's not impossible, but I can't script a perfect product that's amazing piece of content, I guess, daily. It takes a lot of energy, but just putting more and more into it and growing and analyzing what works. And it's like, how do I offer people value for their time? Like if people are giving me the most precious gift, and that is their time. Like when I got 400 views on a video recently, I was like, oh, what did I do in that video? And how did I speak? How did I look? What did I use? And a great example is like I use this camera that I'm shooting on now, and the lighting and the setting and my intention, and there was more energy went into it, and then that gets reciprocated. And I want to offer people value. It's like if I'm only putting in like 50%, I might as well take it to 100. And how can I offer some sort of value, whether that's entertainment or education or intrigue, or it's like, how can I expect someone to sit here for 15 minutes and just listen to me ramble on with fucking shit, to be honest. I've done some pretty incredible things and I've learned a lot, so me putting that little bit more energy and time into it is like gives you the viewer a more deeper connection with myself, and a just value for your time, and builds more of a rapport. And I'm really grateful for everyone that views this, and I believe that giving your undivided attention and presence to another human is the most valuable resource that one can give to another. It seems quite simple, but someone sitting and watching my vlog is a gift to myself, and how can I want to build a community, and how can I be the best for those people, you, the viewer, who are on me on this journey. So I'm open. I love any comments, anything that offered value, anything you'd like me to speak of, anything people are intrigued of around my world, and if I can help in any way, shape or form, it's a blessing, and I appreciate anyone who's watching. If no one's watching, that's okay, but if you are and you've made it this far, I appreciate you. You are fucking amazing. Happy bloody Tuesday, world. Let's go. Woo!